Our next topic is game IP versus fan creations and fan art.
I do want to preface this entire thing by saying we are not lawyers and we're not going to give you an ounce of legal advice.
Nope.
We are not qualified.
We don't even play lawyers on TV.
Dum dum.
But we're talking about fan art, okay?
Yeah, fan art.
We're talking about
fan creativity.
What crosses the line here?
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. What is the line between fan creativity and infringement on intellectual property?
Yeah. Game IP is intellectual property, which is the ownership of that game's characters, concepts, ideas, etc.
Right.
For example, in the Rosen Hearts, which we will one day make, I promise, we own the rights to the names, the characters, and the parts of the world
and
that
the likenesses,
etc.
Right.
And any game developer worth a salt is going to do just that. They're going to have the ownership of their IP.
Right.
And Lunchbox says it's the war Nintendo has on its fans. You're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Wrong. But let's go into this. This is on Game Industries Biz. I think this is looks like this is their London, their UK side, I guess.
It's the UK version, yes.
Okay. So this is all talking about things like your takedown notices, your cease and desists,
which we've all heard about those.
Like, for example, someone making an unlikely Unreal Engine 4 remake of GoldenEye 64, which I now want to play and never will.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. I don't even know why tease me? Why tease me? But anyway, here's a good example here. There was a Kickstarter funded series of game guides for old NES games. Like, we're talking like Castlevania, Metroid, Contra, Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
I almost turned into Hawk for a second
and
there.
That's what Lunchbox is referring to, is what happened there.
Basically, he wanted to avoid legal trouble, so he stopped doing it. And all this was creating guides that already existed on places like GameFAQs.
Yeah.
That's it. That he wasn't doing anything unusual. You know, he wasn't taking game guides made by Brady Games.
No, he wasn't.
And redistributing them. He was taking stuff that had been carefully created by fans over the years and putting it into a package, and then attempting with hand-drawn maps, etc., hand-drawn illustrations that he himself was doing, and he was going to try to sell it, but he stopped because he didn't want to get into legal trouble. And this is where we know where's the line. This is where we have to discuss where the line is.
And unfortunately, the short answer is the line is blurred. There's no hard and fast rule as to where this line is.
Yeah.
It just comes down to pick it up for me.
Okay. What it comes down to is the intent of the developer. How much? Well, actually, let me start over, guys. It comes down to how protective the developer is over their IP.
Yeah, that's what I was trying. Yeah.
Well as the intent of the fan creator, because a fan creation can be the ultimate form of flattery.
Right.
By the way, imitation is the greatest form of flattery, but it could also be attempting to capitalize off of someone else's work. You know, at what point do you as the developer say, okay, this guy's just paying an homage and trying to make a little extra money by taking stuff that's already in the public domain? That is a very important thing, by the way, guys. Public domain is super important to this conversation. As opposed to, sorry, I froze up for a second there. As opposed to where, okay, my brain went blank. Please pick it up for me. Public domain.
Okay, so if it's in public domain, you can use it. Okay, plain and simple.
Right.
But this is where you've got to do your research. If you don't know it's in public domain or not, you're going to have to do your research, because ultimately what you want to do is find out who owns the IP to that piece of art or work that you want to draw or paint or sculpt or whatever.
Yeah.
What gets people in trouble, and they get, cease and desist letters if they're lucky, or lawsuit if they're unlucky, is that they didn't do their due diligence and find out who owned it and then get permission.
Right. And guys, I do apologize for my distraction right now. It looks like there's a slight freeze over here on Streamlabs, but you would let us know if we were frozen completely.
Yeah.
Which we're not. You guys are fine. It's just on our end, the hardware went boop. So that was the reason why I was distracted. Let's pick this back up.
Okay. And hey, Wrath, and here's your detention slip.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is a complicated issue.
It really is.
And, you know, Murda's right. It's complicated, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's best to side.
Well,
okay.
I don't know.
Hold on, Murda. You side with those who are trying to create art. Okay, even if they're stealing from someone else. Let's say that you make an original character.
Right.
And then I come along and say, oh, I like this. So I make the character, I put it in a cute little pose, and I sell it. I sell a bunch of art online. And I don't give you a dime. I don't even credit you. This is my work.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Now,
so how do you feel about that?
IP theft is absolutely 100%. I agree with Teal. If it's IP theft, then that is absolutely wrong, and I would side with the developer every single time.
But I'm calling it fan art.
Well,
I'm saying, oh, I like this. I like what he did, and I'm a fan of his, but I'm going to charge you $3.99.
Yeah. Or like, for example, you take Masamune Shiro's character, Motoko Kusanagi, and put her on a full-body waifu pillow and try to sell it to me over at a convention for $99 because, you know, I like Motoko. I should probably not use real-world experiences. No, that is technically you're using someone else's work to try to make $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And murder, that is the distinction right there. Money.
Yes.
Because if you're doing something for free as a fan, putting out there, I really love this character, and here's my homage to this character. Don't make a dime off of it, and just making this character and putting up there. Yeah. Okay. Most reasonable artists will let it go and say, you know what, it's fine.
Well, yeah. I mean, like for example, putting something up on DeviantArt.
Yeah. Right.
You know, fan art on DeviantArt. That's fine. If you want to Rule 34 something, which has happened to us, that's fine. But you're not selling it. You're not selling it. You're not making any money off of it. You're just giving it away. That's different. And in that case, we would side with the artist every single time.
Yes.